All right, so today we're looking at a piece of hardware with a price tag that, well, it'll make you look twice.
It's a bit of an eye-opener for sure.
We're talking $28,012.50. That's the list price for the QSC CORE 5200.
It is a serious number. But to be fair, this is a very serious machine.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive, right? To figure out what justifies that price. Because if you just walk past this thing in a server rack, it doesn't look like an AV processor.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like a computer server.
And that's because, physically, it is. That's actually the main story here. The Core 5200 is what we call COTS.
Right. COTS, commercial off-the-shelf hardware.
Exactly. So under the hood, this thing is actually a Dell PowerEdge R740 server, a 14th gen model.
Which is a huge deal, strategically.
It's a massive shift. I mean, for decades, AV companies built their own boxes, their own chassis, their own fans. And honestly, they were never as reliable as what the big IT companies were doing at scale.
So QSC is basically saying, let's let Dell handle the hardware.
Exactly. Let Dell do what Dell does best, making rock-solid hardware. And we'll just focus on the software, the QSYS OS.
It also kind of bridges that gap between the AV folks and the IT department.
Oh, absolutely.
Because an IT admin doesn't know what to do with some proprietary audio box, but a Dell server, they know that inside and out.
Precisely. It slides into a standard 2RU rack space.
Mm-hmm.
But the really big thing is that it integrates with tools they already use. It has IDR-SE8 built in.
And for anyone not living in a data center, that's the integrated Dell remote access controller.
Right. It means the IT team can check on fan speeds, temperatures, power draw, all from the same dashboard they use for their email servers. They don't need a whole separate system just for the AV gear.
And speaking of reliability, it's got dual 750-watt power supply.
Yep. Hot swappable too. If one fails, the other just takes over instantly. No downtime. Plus, there's a 960 gig SSD inside for media. It's built to run forever.
Okay, but let's talk audio. Because you can buy a Dell server for a lot less than 28 grand. The real value has to be the processing power.
For sure. The value is the software.
Yeah.
And the channel count is. Well, it's aggressive.
It's massive. 512 by 512 networked audio channels.
Yeah.
Just to put that in perspective, a typical big conference room might use, 8 channels? Maybe 16?
Maybe. So with 512, you can see you're not buying this for just one room. You're buying this for a whole building.
Yeah.
Or a whole campus.
This is that centralized processing model we hear about.
That's it. Instead of a little $2,000 box in every room, you put this one beast in the basement and it runs everything.
And it handles the really hard stuff, too. The spec sheet says 160 AEC processors.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Acoustic echo cancellation is the resource hog that brings smaller systems to their knees.
All right, that's what stops you from hearing yourself talk in a conference call.
Exactly. And with all the glass walls and hard surfaces in modern offices, you need a lot of processing to kill that echo. Having 160 instances means you can handle dozens of complex rooms at once.
And it's also your phone system, basically. It can handle up to 64 VoIP soft phone instances.
That's 64 different phone lines running at the same time. Again, it's all about consolidation. You're replacing stacks of old gear with this one unit.
I did notice on the back it has the 2 main network ports, but then also separate O ports. Why split them out like that?
That's for security.
Yeah.
And just good network hygiene. You really don't want your VoIP traffic competing for bandwidth with your other AV stuff.
So you can put your voice traffic on a totally separate physical network.
Right. It keeps the InfoSec guys happy.
So let's circle back to that big price tag. If you look at it as one box, it seems wild. But if you see it as replacing, say, 10 or 15 smaller processors...
The math starts to make sense really fast. You save on rack space, power, cooling. And you only have one device to manage, one IP address, one firmware update.
It's really moving AV out of the meeting room and into the data center.
It's the convergence we've all been talking about for years, but, in a real physical form.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on.
Huh.
If the hardware is just a standard Dell server that anybody can buy, are we seeing the beginning of the end for proprietary AV hardware altogether?
It's a very valid question.
I mean, if all the magic is in the QSYS operating system, are we heading to a future where you just buy a software license and install it on your own servers?
The lines are definitely blurring.
Something to think about. Thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in.